In the news tonight, Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley honored for decades of service to her constituency. Bike workers back on the job while talks to resolve outstanding issues continue.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley has been honored for her service to the St. Michael Northeast constituency. Her constituents thanked her for her commitment to them during the Barbados Labour Party's 85th annual conference church service. Anesta Henry has that report.
Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley is celebrating 35 years of involvement with the constituency of St. Michael Northeast. The constituents presented her with a token of appreciation for working tirelessly on their behalf, building trust, unity, and a community spirit. A surprised Prime Minister Motley says she is thankful for the acknowledgement.
It's actually 35 years this year that I became involved in July with the constituency of St. Michael Northeast. And those who know me know that I mark my engagement with the constituency and not my election to Parliament. It was 33 years ago that I became a senator, and last month was 30 years that I was elected to the House of Assembly.
The Prime Minister says she is not one for celebrating such milestones, but is thanking constituents for the support.
Carmen Grimes was the first house that I went to in Hodgington Hill. Betty Carrington, Princess Carrington, Elton Douglas, Douglas Smith, who drove Granby Adams for all the years. These were the people who literally took me. But if there was one person who all of you knew was the senator, the deputy prime minister, and she shadowed every post that I had, it was Vivian Goodman. And perhaps one of the greatest regrets I have is that Vivian, George Arthur Smith, Mike Sinclair, a number of them were taken along the way, but all of us still today remember them with the fondness and the love, because they were an essential part of this journey.
Those who attended the service sang songs of praises and engaged in prayer. Reverend Lennox Boyce, pastor of the Church of God in Silver Sands Christchurch, says the commitment of Barbadians, along with the leadership of the Prime Minister, will help take the country to the next level.
Our country only needs one Prime Minister at a time. But we need several other people who are working in various spheres of life in an excellent way, doing what their hands have been designed to do in order for our world to work the way it is supposed to work. So each of us has the opportunity, if we can find the thing that we are created for, our purpose, and we can just commit ourselves to doing it, we would understand our worth, and we would then be able to add value.
The conference, which started with an award ceremony on Saturday night, ends today. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Now, in her address at the conference, Prime Minister Motley announced Barbados will be creating a bank account in a show of financial support for Cuba. Cuba is experiencing a nationwide blackout after its main energy plant failed, knocking out power to its 10 million people. Great officials are unsure how long it will take to restore power. Prime Minister Motley says Cuba is deserving of compassion and gratitude. She recalls that country's assistance during the COVID-19 pandemic when it sent a medical brigade to assist the island.
And I feel we have a moral duty to find out what goods Cuba can supply us, what we can buy from them, and equally what we can put together every month in whatever little way we can in a bank account that I will ask the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to establish to show the solidarity and gratitude of the Barbadian people to the people of Cuba. Ambassador, please let your president, my brother, know that the continued Declaration of Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism is an act against the people of Cuba, but also the people of the Caribbean civilization. And we will not stand idly by quiet, and we will not stand idly by and do nothing.
At the beginning of her speech, the party observed a minute's silence for the late BLP stalwart, Sir Henry Ford, who died on the 15th of October at the age of 91. Prime Minister Motley recalls how Sir Henry selflessly stepped aside to allow late Prime Minister Professor the Right Honourable Oynather to lead the party.
Those who served in Tom's cabinet, who were the subject of defeat, were not vilified. And there was equally no denigrating of the young hopefuls who we need to build this country and who we have a duty to pass on knowledge, values, norms, and behavior to, while mentoring them day in, day out. There was no tearing of the party into warring factions focused on blood. Henry and the Labour Party that he led, just as it does today, made their priority the service to the country.
Bico Limited workers are back on the job after 2 days of strike action over working conditions and wages. General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, says an agreement on resolving the issues has not been reached, but meetings between the union, Bico's management, and the Ministry of Labour continue tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
The point that the workers actually came out, I don't even believe that it was considered by them that the progress that we have made to date is progress that we could have achieved in the time frame that they did. We had a dispute over the effective date of an agreement. We had a dispute over the quantum of an agreement. For over a year, the company had not moved in terms of what it was prepared to offer workers. But we had made significant progress to the extent that the union called off the strike and the workers returned to work from Saturday.
Ms. Moore says the spirit of reconciliation has been present in the talks and hopes the discussions conclude tomorrow.
And I really would want to salute the management of Bico too, who under very difficult circumstances demonstrated a commitment to doing good by the people who they know will deliver ultimately, not only for themselves, but for an entire company.
We'll take a break here, but coming up, we'll tell you about a call to review the laws governing the operations of credit unions. Stay with us. The Barbados Police Service Band has pledged to continue playing its part in community outreach policing. The promise from Director of Music Andrew Lynch, who notes it has always been part of the band's mandate through its music to build relations with the public and help reduce the incidence of crime. He says over the years this has borne fruit.
The Barbados Police Service Band plays an essential role in promoting community relations. Our presence at events strengthens the bond between law enforcement and the citizens we serve. So let's not forget the deeper mission behind our melodies. As we perform, we also stand vigilant in the fight against crime, reinforcing our commitment to ensuring that Barbados remains a safe haven for all its citizens.
Mr. Lynch made the remarks at the police band's 135th anniversary service at the St. Mary's Church. In attendance, past and present members of the constabulary, including Police Commissioner Richard Boyce. Mr. Lynch says music is not just entertainment, but is a powerful tool in community building.
In every melody, there's a message of hope, safety, and harmony, a reminder that we are all part of a greater community. As we look back on 135 years of excellence, let us also look forward. The world is changing rapidly, and with it, the landscape of music and public service. Yet the values of discipline, teamwork, and dedication remains timeless. The band is committed to nurturing the next generation of musicians and leaders. So we are inviting suitable men and women to join our ranks.
Barbados is being told it has to review the rules governing the credit union movement. This is the view of President of the City of Bridgetown Credit Union Limited, Dr. Lynette Holder. She was speaking at the Sanctuary Empowerment Center at a service to celebrate their 41st anniversary. Dr. Holder says the legislation needs to be modernized to make sure credit unions in Barbados can continue to serve their customers at a high level.
That it is time for us to revisit the regulatory regime that governs the credit union movement in Barbados to make sure that we are able to do even more for our members. We are here to serve them. We are here to provide the financial solutions that they could not otherwise access, and we want to be able to do so in an enabling environment. And so we need modern legislation. We need deposit insurance to make sure that your savings in the credit union at least have that level of buffer. Some insurance, God forbid, should something happen.
Time for another break now, but when we come back, we'll have weather and sports.
Sports time. Good evening. I'm Damien Best. Well, New Zealand women are T20 World Cup champions for the first time. The White Ferns beat South Africa today in the finals by 32 runs in Dubai after defending 158 for 5. Leg spinner and player of the match, Millie Kerr, finished with 3 for 24, becoming the tournament's leading wicket taker, and seamer Rosemary Mayer took 3 for 25. The Proteas were held to 126 for 9 in their 20. Earlier, Kerr started with the bat, scoring 43. Congrats to New Zealand as well. West Indies fell to their 9th consecutive defeat in ODIs in Sri Lanka as the hosts won by 5 wickets via the DLS method in a rain-affected match today in Pallekele. Opting to bat first, the Windies' innings was cut short by a lengthy rain delay, and they finished on 185 for 4 in 38.3 overs. Shafin Rutherford struck 74 not out, inclusive of 5 fours and 3 sixes, while Roston Chase added an unbeaten run of ball 33. Well, set a revised target of 232 in 37 overs. Sri Lanka cruised to 234 for 5 in 31.5 overs to take a 1-0 lead in the series. Captain Tiraf Alasanka led a chart of 77, and opener Nishan Madaduska scored 69. Gurukesh Moti, he took 3 for 47 in that losing effort. Well, the second ODI gets underway on Wednesday at 5 a.m. Barbados time. Well, Barbados added 9 more gold medals to their tally on the second and final day of the 51st edition of the Central America and Caribbean Bodybuilding and Fitness Championships in Guyana, bringing their tally to 12 up to newstime. Finally, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation has copped another prestigious regional award of excellence. CBC Sports reporter Anmar Goodrich-Boyce won the Caribbean Sports Media Award last night at the inaugural Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committees award ceremony held in Turks and Caicos. Goodrich-Boyce was specially recognized for his significant contributions to sports journalism in the region. He was one of 3 awardees for Barbados. The night's most prestigious honor, the Caribbean Lifetime Achievement Quadrennial Award, went to former president of the Barbados Olympic Association and also of KNOC, Steve Stout, for his lifelong dedication to the development of sports in the Caribbean. Then the Barbados Olympic Association received the Environmental Impact Reduction Award for minimizing their environmental footprint. That's my time for sports tonight. Kerry, and the weather is up next.
Good evening and welcome to the weather news. Well, today we had some morning showers, but thereafter the rich pattern became more dominant feature. As a result, we had mostly sunny skies during the afternoon. The winds across the region, they are light to moderate. They're peaking at 20 knots, and we're tracking 1 tropical wave east of the region. The maximum temperature today was 32 degrees Celsius, the minimum 24 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 29 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity, 77%. The winds, they're coming in from the east. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where we do have a tropical wave located at 40 degrees west. It is moving towards the west. We are expecting that this wave will spread some showers here in Barbados on Tuesday. Now, moisture behind the wave will also generate some showers on Wednesday. Today we had those early morning showers. We had up to 10 millimeters of rainfall. But thereafter, the ridge pattern became the dominant feature. As a result, we had mostly sunny skies during the afternoon. The winds are peaking for us at 20 knots. Those seas, they are moderate in open water, with swells peaking at 2 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. Now, later on tonight, we can expect partly cloudy skies along with just a few showers. Further south, afternoon showers prevailed across the coastal areas of the Guianas. Over now in the Western Caribbean, there is Hurricane Oscar. The system generating lots of showers today across eastern Cuba as well as southern Bahamas. It has maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. Other than that, most of the other islands, they had afternoon localized showers. That's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 5:50 and will set at 5:36. Now, the first high tide, that's expected at 6:46 in the morning, the first low at 21 minutes past midnight. Those seas are moderate in open water with swells peaking at 2 meters. We are once again urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. The winds coming in from the east at 30 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, it will be partly cloudy along with a few showers. And over the next 3 days, we are expecting a mix of sunshine, clouds and showers tomorrow. Thereafter, a tropical wave is expected to maintain occasionally cloudy skies along with showers.
And that's our news. Good night.